I won't read it, but it's a really important project for all higher educational institutions. We divided our work into 5 main work packages. The first one is about the management. The fifth one is about communication and dissemination of our work. But the heart of the project is in the middle. So we have 3 work packages here. Work package number 2 about assessment and reform of science, research and innovation institutional approaches. We have work package number 3, capacity building, about trainings and capacity building considering multi-dimensional roadmap. And the third work package, which is not implemented right now, but we are starting this work package, building inclusive collaboration for excellence. And I can say a lot of activities which we have in this project, but we unfortunately do not have enough time for it. But some short information are also given here. A lot of actions are related to research and innovations, science and innovation skills academy, sharing infrastructure, green transition, centers of excellence, open science topic, living labs, and so on. We have even the program of PhD for PhD students, which is related for the collaboration between academia and industry. Yes, so a very important topic for young people. In the project, we made also a work for specification of strategic areas in which we should think about matchmaking actions and events for the society, for the business. And in our work, we specified 4 of the strategic areas for this project and for the alliance of 9 partners: health and biotech, urban and resource sustainability, circular economy and materials, digital autonomous technologies. And those strategic areas are the map for us. So all the events, all the reports, white papers, which will be created for environment, academia, environment, and the business will be related to those 4 strategic areas. And today's meeting, today's session is one of the milestones in the project. We have 31 milestones, 37 deliverables, and 22 tasks to do. So as you can see, huge job is given by our alliance. And this today session is related to the milestone number 8. Is a milestone number 8. Is the presentation of digital campus framework. And this milestone is connected with work package number 2 and the task reinforcing cooperation between academia and business. The partner from Alliance, who is responsible for this milestone, is UPC, so Universitat Politècnica de Catalunya. And we prepared 2 sessions about this topic, one in Lisbon and one in Poland. 3 days ago, we had the session in Lisbon, and today we have a meeting here. So very shortly, because I'm sure that Professor Derlukiewicz tell you a little bit more about our agenda, but we have 2 main parts of our meeting today. The first part is about AGORA and digital campus presentation, and this presentation will be given by Jesus Alcober from UPC. And the second part is about company speeches. So we have our guests who prepared few information about their activities. 3 firms, Bimotech, Q&A Technology, and KDG Advisor. Okay. And thank you very much for your attendance. I think this is it. Those are main information about our project. And if you want to have more information what we are doing right now and what are our plans for the future, you can use our website. There is a good place for searching information. Thanks a lot, and I wish you survive.
Thank you, Professor, for introduction to the project. So we got some information about the project and the idea. As you know, the core message of the digital campus is to create a bridge connecting the academia communities across Europe with the virtual space and try to foster education, research, innovation. So during the session, as Professor mentioned, we'll have the main information about the presentation of digital campus by Professor Jesus Alcover. In a while, we will just move into Portugal to have the presentation online. But later on, as Professor Agatek said, we will have the company pictures, and then we'll have some presentation about the representative of the companies and the introduction of the companies, just to share your information what they do or what's their interest in the digital campus. Then we will have a time for questions and answering. Mainly, probably we'll ask more questions about the platform, about what's the main idea, what's the opportunities for the companies, just to get some information and just to share their knowledge, because as was mentioned, this is the main connection between the business and there's a whole package was mentioned between this business and academia. And at the end, we'll have some kind of networking session with the coffee just to share and wrap up what we have today. So I don't know if we're ready for presentation of Professor Jesus Alcover, who's representing the Universitat Politécnica de Catalunya. She is the delegate of director for Unite Digital Campus. And as was mentioned, just a short information that Professor is also responsible mainly for the AGORA Digital Campus facilities in Unite, and he will present the full potential and why the Unite Digital Campus can be a meeting point for business and academia. I think despite the problems with our airport, that we are not connected as a Wrocław with the whole world by the airplanes. So that's the reason that Professor wanted to came, but he will join us in online presentation. Do we have a connection?
Yes, can you hear me?
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you perfect. So,
okay, and can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Yeah, the floor is yours. Thank you for coming and presenting the digital campus.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me to this opportunity to explain the digital campus, the AGORA digital campus that we have started using in the Unite.WIDENING and as well in the Unite.WIDENING project. Okay. First of all, let me, as you mentioned, my name is Jesus Alcover. I'm associate professor in the UPC, Universitat Politécnica de Catalunya, and I was involved in the Unite Alliance from the very beginning, almost 5-6 years ago. And at that time, the Alliance was funded by the Erasmus Plus project. We were focused on the learning management system as a platform. To use these digital tools for the courses itself, more education oriented. After 2 years, the Alliance was funded by the H2020 project. In that project, we started to be focused more on this collaboration among the different stakeholders in promoting the research, the innovation, and about all the stakeholders, not only researchers, academia, but also staff, students, researchers, and even external stakeholders. Okay, at that time we started in this idea, and we discovered that we require a new platform because the LMS, the learning management system, at that time was not enough, was not fitted for these goals. At that time, we started to think about proposing in a way, a project in order to deploy agoras. Okay, this is the concept that I'm going to show today. And in order to understand this, the idea of these agoras is that we are offering a digital platform, an open source digital platform for the different alliances in Europe, starting with Unite. Unite is the benchmark, is the reference in Europe in this area. Okay, and with this focus, we have deployed within this project. The name is AUPA-EU. Sorry for the acronym because AUPA-EU is difficult to pronounce. AUPA is a Spanish word that means go on. And the way to pronounce this AUPA-EU is. And just to explain this, is today we are presenting this part of this AGORA, or Unite AGORA, more focusing on this engagement among the different stakeholders within the alliance and external to alliances, in the sense that, for example, SMEs, companies, and so on. Okay, and this is the focus of this presentation. As I mentioned, this project started in 2023. It will finish at 2027. Okay? That means that 5 years we are in the equator of this project. That means that we are offering these agoras that we are co-creating with the different alliances. I repeat this, Unite is the benchmark. And it's very important, this approach. Why? First, because when we co-create with you within this Unite Widening project, any services, we use the terminology of acceleration services. Why? Because for us, that we are focusing in widening countries and partners in widening countries, we are providing services co-created with these partners, with these alliances, and we can provide this solution in a very, very short period of time. That means that in a very short period of time, you can start testing, using, and getting your objectives and the benefits of this platform. Okay, that means that just as a concept, we are providing this pan-European initiative. Okay, this promoting this digital collaboration, digital transformation of the higher education institutions. And I repeat that Unite is the benchmark of these platforms. Currently, we have about 12 alliances on board. And that means that when we co-create something with an alliance, we offer this service, this co-creation to other alliances. That means that we can offer our co-creations to alliances in the same way that we can receive this co-creation within our alliance. But currently, most of the times we are co-creating and other alliances. That means that we can take this opportunity, and I will just offer this, to collaborate with other alliances. Remember that currently we have 70 plus alliances in Europe, like Unite. They have similar objectives. They have similar challenges. And that means that we can use similar tools and similar solutions. And this would say this amount of not only alliances 70 plus, universities behind, more than 800 as a total, is a good opportunity to achieve our objectives, to achieve this European university. And this is the main goal of the European University Initiative. And from today, the idea is to explain this Unite Widening Digital Campus for companies and SMEs, small and medium enterprise. And we are focusing on how the Agoras can offer solutions to engage the companies with the higher education institutions, in particular, and alliances in general. Okay? That means that we, in these Agoras, we want to strengthen this collaboration between these universities and SMEs, making resources in general, but research infrastructures in particular, make them easier to access to the companies that require this. Not only access to university resources, but offer to the university as well their own resources if they have this opportunity. As well, AGORA support the SMEs innovation training and funding uptake, okay, looking for partnerships, facilitating to find partnerships. As well, when companies, SMEs are working with universities and they are successful, we allow showcase these stories. As I mentioned before, we enable this co-creation or using, for example, different tools, for example, challenges, or piloting, pilots. And at the end, we're looking is this acceleration of the digital transformation of the higher education institutions and as well from the industrial partners. Just thinking on different areas that the AGORAs can help is the first area is this knowledge and resource hub. Normally in the, not only in Unite, as well in other alliances, one of the first accession service that we offer is the research infrastructures catalog. Why? Because one of the goals is that a researcher, for example, or an SME can search, look up for a research infrastructure if they require, okay? And at the end, what we are offering the AGORA is not only a catalog of elements, because just a catalog of elements, you can search, find, and maybe there is an email. In our case, we are going for it. What we are providing is the possibility of once the researcher or the SME is finding a proper research infrastructure, what we offer is that we put in contact using the CRM, the customer relationship management of the platform. We put in contact the researcher and the contact point of the researcher of the SME and the contact point of the research infrastructure. Why is important this? Because we keep track of the relationship between the researcher or the SME with the contact point with the research infrastructure. That means that we can measure the impact. This is one of the main challenges of the alliances today is how can you measure your impact? And we can offer with the AGORA the possibility to measure the impact. I've mentioned, you see here, apart from sharing maybe infrastructures catalogs. Why? Because we started with these research infrastructures catalogs, but when different organizations are working together, they are creating these list catalogs of any different types of things. For example, in Unite, okay, now I will explain examples that sometimes we can consider examples more research-oriented, more innovation-oriented. Sometimes it's difficult to know which is the border, because, for example, examples of catalogs, we have research infrastructures catalog, we have research and innovation proposals catalog, we have TTOs, technological transfer office catalog, we have as well internships catalog, training catalog, courses for students catalog, and your imagination can create several, we can ideate different types of catalogs. Our purpose is when you have this idea in mind, you can come to us and we can co-create this with you, thinking on the elements of this catalog, the fields, the metadata of this catalog, the process behind this catalog. The process, what I mean when the process is, for example, when somebody is interested, we create automatically an opportunity in this CRM. Sorry for using sales terminology. It's an opportunity in the CRM, in the customer relationship management. And automatically we send emails. And for example, after several weeks, we can send a survey, satisfaction survey asking for the different members or partners of this exchange of information, asking for their feedback. Okay, this process we co-create with the different stakeholders, the co-create, the different steps, the different steps of this workflow. That means that, think about this concept of catalog, means when people are working together, they create catalogs, catalog of experts, for example, catalog of researchers. I will mention, for example, a type of catalog that is initially it seems completely different. Is a catalog of language tandems, no? People that match in order to improve their language and cultural skills. There are examples of catalogs that you can think. And in general, we in this knowledge and research hub, we can offer this as access to different research and innovation assets, technological offers, startups, and well, here is important to mention one thing, is that one of the challenges of these catalogs is how can we update it in case of these catalogs should be updated manually. Okay. We show this now. Most, for example, the research infrastructures catalog of Unite, most of the partners, you and you, Wrocław means, and the rest, except in this case UPC. In this case UPC is the exception, but all of them we are updated manually. In UPC, they have a system, a platform that they manage internally the research infrastructures. Okay, and for me, this is a very nice very nice example, because we are offering this catalog to all the members of Unite, and the users, for them, is transparent. If the part of this information is manually updated, part of this information is automatically updated, because using API, we are fetching information automatically, in this case, from the UPC system. But the thing is that we are offering this, but which is the next step? No, we cannot keep in this way. The next step is that the rest of the partners, sooner or later, think about having their own system, their own research infrastructures management system internally, and we automatically get this information from them. That means that in parallel, we are offering the service to the users, it's transparent for them, but we show to the rest of the partners which is the path that they should follow in the future to be more sustainable. Okay? Because now within the project, there is these objectives to achieve, and we will maintain, update. But what happens in the future is very important, the sustainability of the platform. Okay? In this way, this approach is important to have in mind. And next, collaboration and community network. Okay? The idea is to connect people because when we know the different catalogs behind embedded, there is something that is interesting for two different stakeholders, and this in itself, this is a way to connect people. Okay? If the catalog of research infrastructure, SMEs, researchers with the contact points of the research infrastructures, when this is a research proposal, different researchers, different companies that they are not aware before of this possibility, after using the platform, they are aware, we connect people, okay, and we stimulate the creation of partnerships. Important is okay? That means that the idea is to foster this interaction with different stakeholders. Sometimes, and one of the main challenges of the SMEs, I talked in UPC, the experience in UPC is that and in Wrocław is quite similar. It's a huge organization. From the SMEs, it's difficult to manage, to find the path, to achieve the right contacts. AGORAs can support this. I would not say nightmare, but a difficult way. The other aspect is all related to the learning and capacity building hub. Okay? That means that the alliances, the universities, higher education, even the SMEs can offer and can get the benefits of having trainings or in order to build skills, okay? And even to think or find support for the different higher education institutions. For example, in all the universities, we have the research managers. They are experts in funding. They are experts in creating consortiums. And if the SMEs are able to showcase, to find, to achieve, to show their, let's say, skills or capacities to the research managers, I think is important in order to get better consortiums, okay, and get funding. Engagement and events hub. Today is an example. That means today, we are offering this event. We are managing this event using the events module in the AGORA. That means that we can, in this way, manage and promote events within the alliance, that the SMEs can be involved in these events as well. All the activities on the alliances can be open to external stakeholders. Okay? And with this, we can improve this visibility and accessibility to these events. Okay? Another concept that in Unite we are using a lot is the concept of showcase. When different groups of people or stakeholders, not only internal, external, they work together. Okay? The results of this interaction, these projects, should be showcased, should be disseminated. And in Agora, we offer this possibility, creating different types of showcases. In Unite, we create, for example, the staff, faculty and staff, they have their own showcase, different committees, they have their own showcase, but even projects. In Unite, there have been funded some projects, seed fund projects. Some of them are using Agora in order to showcase their own results. That means that is another functionality that we offer in the Agoras. Okay? As well, the Agora provide communication and outreach tools. They have email marketing. We can create a mailing list in a very agile way. We can send newsletters. We can create campaigns, and so on and so forth. That means that we offer this to the alliance in general and to the United Widening in particular, and they are completely free for them to use it. That means that is at the end what we are doing is facilitating to achieve your own objectives. And for me, one of the most important is the last one. It's not the last one, but it's the most. For me, one of the most important is to keep track, to monitor the impact of what we are doing. It's very important, this approach, because otherwise we don't know what we are doing, but we don't know which is the impact what we are doing unless we have. And as this platform, and now let me just explain which is the insights of the platform. When we are using in Agora, basically what we are using in Agora is a business platform, and this is a open source ERP, an open source enterprise resource planning. That is named Odoo. This is the most well-known open source ERP in the world. It is used among 5-7 million users. Small companies, most of them. That means that the companies, in the sense, we are using the same software that most of these companies are using, right? And what we are doing is adapting this very mature business platform into the needs or into the environment of the alliances. This is basically our secret. That's what we are doing. And as a mature information system for companies, one of the main benefits is to have KPIs, metrics, data to facilitate the decision takers' role. And the last one is that it's up to your imagination, up to if you, SME, have an idea or has an idea with a higher education institution, your university or other university in Europe or in our alliance in particular, you want to ideate and co-pilot, Agora can be a nice platform to use it in order to facilitate this co-design of your initiative. And just for examples, just let me, because so far I have explained which is the idea of the Agora, and I will just put several examples and I will show you the platform here. By the way, what I will do is I will show you. Let me, if I will show you a video that I just took with the explanation of the. Oh, by the way, you cannot hear, no?
AGORA,
Oh.
the platform for transformation hub. AGORA is a digital platform designed to support universities and businesses through acceleration service. AGORA becomes a central hub for networks of higher education institutions and companies, facilitating access to shared resources, enhancing collaboration, and streamlining innovation. Every organization has unique priorities and challenges. AGORA provides flexible services and the adapted each institution's needs. From catalogs of research infrastructure and courses to stakeholder management, AGORA ensures that each institution gets the support they need to accelerate in transition. AGORA puts innovation into overcome fragmented infrastructure and unlock real achieving cross-institutional collaboration. It facilitates both institutional transformation and open science. Platform enhances access for under-resourced institutions, making sure everyone has an equal chance to get involved in research and innovation. AGORA is more than a platform, it's a community. Universities, established companies, and startups can foster collaboration among researchers, facilitate stakeholder engagement, improve research infrastructure sharing, and much more. Big companies, SMEs, and research centers can use AGORA service to facilitate their interactions. For example, on the research and innovation service, researchers can join a research and share their project ideas, whereas the research infrastructure catalog gives users access to high labs, knowledge facilities, and competence. And if you need support, visit the AGORA support website or reach out anytime at agora@genomics.eu. Our team is just a click away. Empowering universities, we are helping R&D&I ecosystems to grow.
Well, so one question: Did you listen the audio of Michelle? Or did yes? Okay. No, because his Zoom. I think you have to click, but I think I did it. Okay, sorry. Okay, and then that means that this is just the video of the platform. I explain, and we will go to the example. No? Example, for example, one of the examples that we started co-creating with SMEs and companies is this company challenges. The idea of this company challenge is that, remember, no, in this case we have a catalog like this. In this catalog, what we have is the different challenges that the company, the SMEs can offer, can showcase, looking for or experts, looking for students, looking for researchers, research teams, in order to solve these challenges. This is an example. That means that SMEs have this need of solve challenges, and we offer these challenges into a catalog like this, and we just put together or put in contact those stakeholders, in this case different, experts, students, research team, whatever, with the SME. Okay? This is the one example. And just in this case, what I will show is a video explaining how it's working behind the relationship between when somebody is interested in and somebody's interested in this case in a challenge, and the company that proposed this challenge. Let me just show this video. It's a 2 minutes video.
Welcome to this tutorial video. In the next few minutes, you will learn how the company challenges catalog works. On the home page, you will find a search bar and various filter options that allow you to browse through the company challenges. You can search by company name or use the filters to sort by type of challenge. Once you locate a company you are interested in, click on its card to view detailed information about the challenge, including a description of the company's needs and the expected type of support, as well as the contact person responsible for communication. Click on Contact, and the system will request that you authenticate using your university credentials. Search for your institution Then log in using your standard university username and password. After signing in, the platform will display the contact form where you can write your message, briefly explaining why you are reaching out and how you can contribute to solving their challenge. Once written, review your message, agree to the terms and conditions, and click Submit. Your message is then sent successfully. Behind the scenes in the back office, the responsible sales or service manager will be notified in the system and via email that a new connection has been initiated. You will receive a confirmation email, and the company contact person will receive your message directly, while the manager is informed of this interaction to ensure proper follow-up. From this point on, you may continue the communication directly via email with the company's representative, and all communication will be automatically recorded in the CRM so the manager can track progress and support collaboration if needed. This process ensures that cooperation between companies and universities happens efficiently, transparently, and securely. We hope this tutorial helps you understand the process. Thank you for watching, and we wish you success in your future connections.
Okay, and just clarification of the how can we authenticate into the system. Okay. So let me finish this. Okay. Yes, and here. You have seen that for those stakeholders that have an university account, because we have EduGain, most of our universities we have EduGain, we provide the authentication using EduGain. For those external stakeholders, we provide the possibility to sign up using their email and password. Okay, this is the idea. But we facilitate those that have EduGain access using their own home credentials. Okay? And this is an example, company challenges example. Okay? Another example is that we mentioned is the research infrastructures. Okay? And they allow search filter infrastructures and provides API access. Remember, when they say API access, that you have the opportunity, or the different higher education institutions have the opportunity to connect with the AGORA, and we can do it in both ways. Just let me explain an example. In Unite with UPC, we are fetching information from the system, their own system. And for example, as far as I remember, another alliance, EU Green, is using this research infrastructures catalog as well, and they are doing it the other way around. They are pushing, they are publishing their own information into the platform. Okay? That means that again, we are open for any university to move in that direction, not only for these research infrastructures, for any kind of information. For example, researchers, the research information, most of the universities have their own system, and if they provide API to this system, we are able to fetch this information, join in this case AGORA, join all the different researchers from different partners, and we can offer this. And to the question is offer what? Let me just directly go to the it is the this is the, if you go, let me show you, this is the Unite AGORA. Okay? In the Unite AGORA, what we have is, there is the main website, the main page of the Unite AGORA. Here we have the different catalogs, country challenges, events, catalog, and faculty and staff catalog. Because here they have training, they have the language tandems, and different catalogs. And for example, we can sustain. We can look up for a concept. In this case, sustainability, and what the results of this is this concept of sustain for any catalog that we have in the Unite AGORA. Okay. For example, in this case, joint programs, courses, MOOCs, PhD internships, so forth. Joint programs. And for example, research proposals and sustainability in research proposals, for example, these three. And as well, sustainability sustain in infrastructures, research infrastructures. This. Okay. That means that if we had access, for example, to the researchers of the universities, we can search for the researchers. Why? Let me explain which is I would say, the final use case that we have in our mind. in the next future. I know it will be in the next months or in next year. And the idea is now we are using Elasticsearch as a technology for searching in these different catalogs. But in the future, instead of using a search, for sure, we will sooner or later, we will use AI. Okay? If the alliances approve in their own agreements that we can use AI. Because if we use AI internally in our machines, it's controlled with all information within the system and so on and so forth, which is the use case. The use case is I'm an early career researcher, I'm working in sustainability, and I with a chatbot, I start asking, oh, please let me know which is the research infrastructures that I have to use. Please let me know which is the training about this area that I have to perform, which is, please let me know which is the research groups in the alliance that I have to contact with. Please let me know which is the calls that I have to look and take a look on with more detail. This is basically the idea of what we are doing here. Okay? And the next step, I need a little bit further, is that this chatbot or this information is, in this case, only within the Unite Alliance. But why only within the Unite Alliance? Why not to the whole Europe? But for those alliances that are using AGORAs, we will create a kind of umbrella that we name MetaGora, is the name that we are using now. MetaGora is an umbrella, and the same, the researchers, but instead of, they can choose only Unite, or they can say, oh, in Europe, and you can find, oh, let me know, which is the training that is offered in Europe, which is the research groups in Europe, and so on and so on and so forth. This is the idea that you can imagine, which is the path or the roadmap that you have in mind. As I mentioned before, currently we have this about 10, 12 AGORAs in place with different levels of maturity. Potentially we have this 70 plus. And one of them I mentioned before at the beginning, that is an open source platform. For us is crucial this. We have to keep our digital sovereignty in Europe. We have to avoid using platforms from overseas, okay, because the privacy is not ensured at all. Just one. I will not say the anecdote. It's a comment. Last summer in the French Senate, there was a question posed by the senator, by the commission there, to an executive from Microsoft asking, can you ensure that no data from French citizens will go abroad, will go to the United States? And the answer from Microsoft executives was no, because there is the US Cloud Act that in case of a major force, they cannot prevent data going abroad from Europe. Okay. Just I leave this, and we have to be very concerned about this. My conclusion is that we should use, at least at a European level, each organization can choose internally what they want. At the European level, we should use open source platforms. Well, and let me just go, because I have a few minutes going here. Oh, by the way, I was wanting to show you the digital infrastructures. Yes, if I go here, if I go to the digital infrastructures, for example, the infrastructures, just to show how it looks like. This is the research infrastructures. I can search. Okay, I can, for example, I can look for different. Say, I was looking for here. I'm looking for. Let me see. Okay. No, sorry. I was just looking for something, lab, example. Okay, different labs. Okay, I look for some specific item. There's the different characteristics of this item. Okay, and if they click on contact, we follow the process that similar process that I showed before. That means there is an opportunity created here, and we put in contact the stakeholders involved, and we keep track of this interaction. the users that are you have seen now, you have seen the back office, but the users are not using the back office. They are just exchanging mails, nothing else. Okay? And let me go further. Another catalog is the internships to connect companies with skilled students, to support knowledge, and strengthen this recruitment of future recruitment for students. It's important, this talent management, and universities have a lot of talent inside. And another example is the research and innovation proposals. We offer the possibility to the different, not only researchers as well as stakeholders, to propose ideas to work with in a very broad sense, looking for partnerships, looking for specific area for an innovation project, whatever. Okay. And the conclusions of this, just because I don't want to be too long, is that what we are offering in this Agora is for Unite is the possibility to promote the connection, a co-creation with companies, in SMEs, and the higher education institutions in this alliance scope, and promote this innovation and scalability. But the question is to engage in the platform, adding more research infrastructures, adding more proposals, adding more internships. And this is part of the objectives of the Unite widening. And allow this increase of impact. It is one of the, I would say, requirements that the European Commission is posing, is explaining that we have to increase the impact of what we are doing as an European alliance. Okay? And then please join the Agora platform to start shaping these new collaborations today. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the presentation. Next step is to join the Agora. Of course, we will have a time for question, but maybe one question: is there any subscription fee to join the Agora? Just one question for you, or is it free of charge using the? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Is there any subscription fee to join the Agora platform?
Is there any, sorry?
Some fee, any fee that we have to join?
No. In fact, what we are doing is, because the project started 2023, it will finish at 2027, and we are co-creating with alliances all the services. The alliances are not charged at all for creating these services, and the users are not charged at all.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Because this is sometimes crucial question according to the businesses and okay, thank you very much. We'll have a time for questions and answering. Thank you, Professor. We'll move forward to the representations of the companies. We'll present more details. So I won't explain what's the main journey of the entrepreneurs of the companies and an overview of the company. The presentation will be by themselves. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Marcin Orzechowski, the CEO of Bimotech, just to present his company.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for inviting me here. Yeah, I'm the CEO of Bimotech. A little bit of my background. I graduated from this particular university, just actually next door, from the environmental engineering department. My father was for a long time working in metal industry. He was working at Hoopman plant here for many years as a technologist and finally director and CEO. So after graduation, I had like to choose what I want to do, and I went for distributing of special metals, high performance metals like titanium, tungsten, niobium, and other special metals. But also my environmental background was telling me that I should move into some directions connected with environment. Then I realized that protecting the environment and thinking of it as a whole involves a lot of material science, metallurgy, and material science. So we started moving on to helping academia with special materials. We started distributing metal powders and other powders and supplying universities like this one and all around Europe and companies that are working on new projects. Then a few years ago we started applying for EU funding and for projects, and we got some projects from ESA, European Space Agency. Right now we are working on new materials. We also applied for projects for developing of special coatings for wastewater treatment. So it's all connected together. And platform like this would be very helpful for us. We already started many collaborations with academia, and for SMEs, it's really important to work closely with academia because we relied on European financing, on various forms of grants. If you want to run our R&D departments, we can move much faster than big corporations and move projects forward. So a little bit about what we do right now. We are providing materials for the most demanding environments. As I mentioned, we're right now working on materials for space and also for fusion, which is future source of clean energy, we hope. We are located very close to Technology Park in Wrocław. We also collaborate closely with Technology Park, with companies there and with the park itself. It's a great infrastructure if you want to move fast and connect with people that are working on various kinds of innovation. We also work with IPPT-PEN, National Center for Nuclear Research, Łukasiewicz Network, Ariane Space Group, which is like European SpaceX, the largest space company in Europe, and as I mentioned, with ESA, European Space Agency. Right now, this project that we're working on is development of high entropy alloys, which could withstand really high temperatures around 1400 Celsius. And such materials do not exist at the moment. We are working on them. We have pretty good initial results. We have 6 months left to finish this project. And hopefully we find the right material for Ariane Group in this case. So basically, we work on propulsion, hypersonic reentry, deep space, and nuclear. We work with ITER, which is, as I mentioned, fusion reactor of the future. And environments in fusion and in space are really similar. You have really harsh environments, you have vacuum, you have very high temperatures, pressures, neutrons, etc. So it's not a good place for humans, and also not a good place for materials. but those discoveries can move humanity forward in discovery and free energy in this case. Right now we are working on development of artificial intelligence driven testing station in order to speed up process of discovery in material science. So we would really appreciate any contacts if there are some scientists hearing me right now regarding AI development and also robotics, automatic stations for rapid material discovery, because traditional way takes months or years for just for one material. We don't work in isolation. We work with research on fundamental research. We also work with testing and validation center. We use infrastructure of the academia for testing our materials. We work with R&D departments and also looking for talent and talented young people at the academia, and also for mature scientists who could help us in discovery. There is this validation gap between TRLs and the validation process is really time consuming, as I mentioned. According to Genome, we have around 2 million new materials, but only a few we were able to test. So basically, we need to speed up the testing process and include AI here to move forward. So our current projects is, as I mentioned, first wall panels for fusion reactor. We develop titanium materials, also rhodium targets. We're working right now on tungsten composite materials. Then we're creating combustion chambers and other components for space, and expanding our Prism AI agent to automate testing workflows. Yeah, so there's a well-known gap between academia and industry, because academia is for material, for discovery in general, for basic science usually, and there's also commercial end, and between those two it's a gap, and sometimes this gap is very wide and moving forward with commercialization of many projects it's not that easy. So platforms like AGORA would really help, and I'm really glad that this Unite network is right now here, so we could start maybe moving forward and narrowing that gap in order to speed up the discovery and commercialization of great ideas that are created at universities or SMEs and other companies. Suggestions for the platform and for the shared infrastructure. As Professor mentioned, I think it should be AI driven as soon as possible, because there are many catalogs, many websites which are really hard to navigate, and sometimes we need quickly to find a team for a project, for a European grant, or for our needs, and we need to find scientists who could help us work with the project, solve some problems quickly, also find access to infrastructures. So I think AI would be really helpful in you know, matching those two sides together. Sometimes professors at the universities and PhDs have a great idea, but they don't know how to you know, reach to the business side of it and maybe move forward with grant applications. So it would really be helpful that AI would connect us together. And also I think that it's all based on human contact. So events like this and pitching sessions from both sides, from academia and from SMEs, would be really helpful, because we could learn about each other and meet quickly and discuss projects. So this is my contact. Thank you very much again for inviting me.
Thank you very much. I fully agree with the last words. And of course, the joining and knowledge about the both sides is quite important. So, for instance, in the Business and Innovation Center, we do that before the AI will help us with that. So after that, during the networking session, we can discuss about some possibilities, because our team from the center is responsible for this kind of journey and finding the scientists on both sides of the collaboration. Okay, thank you very much for the presentation of the company. Now we would like to ask Professor Artur Podhorodecki, the CEO of QNA Technology, to present his company and his journey.
Hello everyone, my name is Artur Podhorodecki. I'm a professor here at the university. So my background is physics. I'm graduated from this university, and I'm right now a CEO and co-founder of QNA Technology, the company working with nanomaterials. So let me check if it's working. Yeah. So our company is focusing on inorganic nanomaterials development, and our mission is to produce this kind of materials for the high-tech application. So our company right now is roughly 30 people. Most of our team are R&D teams, so it's a very R&D oriented company. We are located in Technological Park here in Wrocław. We have 6 labs, more than 200 square meters of all fully equipped labs. And we are a company already listed on the Polish Stock Exchange market. So in our company, we do several activities. The main one is the new nanomaterials development. The other is surface modification of the nanomaterials. For companies who like to print nanomaterials, we develop inks. And quite unique about our company is that in parallel to materials development, we were developing the technology. So to be able to scale up our materials to the larger scales, because this is one of the most reason when the startups fails, when the materials are high quality, but the scale is not there. So to the very beginning, we were focusing on that, and we are happy this year we launched our first pilot production line, so we can deliver also high quantities of our nanomaterials. Okay, so what we do, we develop semiconducting nanomaterials, which are called quantum dots. So they're really small semiconducting crystals. But the cool thing about this is that you have a high quality material because it's a semiconductor, but because it's in a liquid form, you can print these materials. So you gain a very new possibilities from the product point of view. So you can print semiconductors on paper, on foil, on different kinds of material, which really opens a lot of possibilities for future. And by the way, this technology was awarded by Nobel Prize 2 years ago, because as you will see, it has a big potential for commercialization. So the main application for our materials are displays, but new kinds of displays, the displays which are going to come to market in the next few years, and the Q&A would like to be part of this process. So as you may know, the display has a pixel, so red, green, and the blue color. So what we do in our company, we are focusing on making materials which keep the colors in the display. So we make nanomaterials, quantum dots, which are light emitters. And this technology has potential to replace OLED technology in the future. And the most difficult part of this technological approach is to have a high quality blue light emitting quantum dot. So that's why we set up the company a few years ago. So that's why we focus on this blue light emitting materials, and this is what we do still. We are active mainly in Asia. So we have distributors and local representatives in Japan, China, Taiwan, South Korea, and US. Right now, our materials are tested by display manufacturers. We are trying to customize materials for the technological process. We sell these materials mainly in Japan, in US, and really looking for partnerships in Europe. So that's why this platform might be very helpful for our company. So we so far are cooperating with many R&D centers worldwide because this is a very new technology, very demanding on many levels. So we work with Wrocław Institute, but also with Seoul National University, Korea, with several prestigious universities in China, and also with the research centers in Taiwan. And we are part of many industry-rated associations in Europe. And trying to bring this technology also to Europe. So a few words about the products, because I will finish my presentation with some thoughts regarding the industry and academia cooperation. So in fact, we deliver our materials in form of liquid, so you can do a lot of stuff, you can print them, but also we offer our materials in the form of UV curable ink, so you can print them. We can deliver them in the form of photoresist, so you can use photolithography process to achieve a very high precision small pixels, which are, for example, very important for AR glasses. But recently, we also deliver our materials in form of plastic for different kinds of application than displays only. So our materials can be used for so-called electroluminescence applications, where you put current and change current to light. This is how the displays are working. So to make the material available for the end user, you have to do a lot of prototypes. So you need to have partners on the academia side to make prototypes for your material. And for doing these first prototypes, as you can see on the left side, we were cooperating with companies in China, with universities in Asia. And once the prototypes were good enough, we start to work with the display makers who now are testing our materials to bring these products to market in the next years. We also can print our materials, as I mentioned. So for that, we also cooperating mainly with startups in Europe who have shown already that our materials can be printed with a very high resolution, like 500 microns, and also with the high throughput processes like in printing. And this is some examples of our materials printed by a few companies. And now we are in the process where we are developing our materials also for other kinds of application, like optical communication, lighting, medical diagnostic, or photonics. And for these areas, we're also looking for some partners. Would be nice to have them in Europe. So everybody is welcome to get in touch with us. And as a last slide, I have been asked for sharing my thoughts about academia and industry cooperation. And unfortunately, I don't have too many positive experience, but I think that the ones which are positive are just they're existing, and to move forward, it's maybe nice to share with you some honest opinions, how I see from my personal perspective, which is also very special because we are working on the basic science space. So first of all, when our experience is that there is a mindset issue, right? And I was not able to see a strategy at the university, which is really pushing the sciences and pushing this interaction, working at the operational level. Usually this action are driven by external pressure, or like the projects like this one, not from the internal needs from the university. And this causes many issues like that. When you go to discussion, the discussion is really very short-term discussion. There's always discussion of the IP. The other obstacles, in my opinion, is still the lack of structural, logistical, and documentation of that. university levels, it's really hard to go fast because the speed is very important for companies, especially startup company. You would like to go, discuss, sign the agreement, and move forward with the process, not discussing this over and over and waiting for signatures for months. So this is the other challenge. And I think also there is a big misalignment of motivation, because when you ask the university, they of course have their own goals like PR statistics, but when you go to researchers who are doing the job at the end of the supply chain, they see obstacles, right? Because they have research, they have teach, they have to do a lot of other stuff. So this translates to a slow delivery and very often low reliability of the results. But all these are my personal experience, so I hope this is on the other aspect is slightly different. And finally, after the process, there was no case that somebody called us and say, hey, how our solution was working, maybe you would like to repeat the process. Nobody cared about that, right? They got the money, they forget it, and they're waiting you will come again. So I think there's a lot of things to solve to make this cooperation working. And I think the Agora is a beautiful platform to connect, but I see a lot of problems to keep the connection. And I hope that we will be able to contribute a little bit to improve this as well. So thank you. That's it from my side. Always happy to be here.
Thank you, Professor, for your shared thoughts about the collaboration. Of course, as you can see, the company has a huge potential with material science, and there's also a huge opportunity for exchange with the academia. So I think this platform and this kind of meetings are helpful to help with this connecting point. Okay, we move forward to the last presentation presented by Mr. Michał Skwierczyński, the CEO of KDG Advisory. Pleasure.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Michał Skwierczyński, so this is the difficult pronunciation of my surname, but you can call me just Michael. Okay, let's move on. Maybe a few words about my personal journey. I'm just a lawyer. A lawyer for speakers, numbers, and business perspective. That's why I started my career, I can say, in the early 2000 years. It's my first professional job, responsibility for European integration. And it was the Department of European Law, and it was a very interesting place for young student of law, because we were responsible for negotiation with Parliament and European Union, and also for organization and checking assessment of conformity English law to the EU law. But in 2003-2004, in Poland, Polish TV was a drama movie. It was titled Ellen Bill. I'm sure that some of you knows this title. And I decided to go and to meet Ellen Bill, so young lady, and to let him know about my office. I decided to go to Michael case. It was great for me, of course. Years just focusing on competition law and nothing more. Unfortunately, I didn't meet the Ellen Bill. I focused on interpretation of law and this stuff into means. But after these 2 years, I decided to go further to have more perspective from business side. And I joined big four companies, advisory companies, consulting companies. First with KPMG, then as a next step, Ernst & Young, right now it's EY. And it was great for me to learn more about services as such. And I started advisory on grants and incentives. So I was responsible for people, for projects, and applying for EU funds. And in 2014, I decided to set up a company to be freelancer and to provide these services by my own company. And right now, it's still my company. It's called KDG Advisory, and I'm doing with this all kind of services related to applying for EU funds, settlement, audit of EU funds. And I think I'm in the middle between academia, universities, and companies. So I think I know the perspective from both sides. As I mentioned, we are dealing with all stages of advisory. And especially, of course, we are responsible for preparation of application, which is obvious. But later on, we are also responsible for settlement of EU funds, not only settlement. For me, it was also interesting project management. And as an example of interesting projects which I was involved in, it was a project for one of my clients located here in Wrocław. It's a large company which is called Selena. It's a company listed in Polish Stock Exchange. And in 2017, it was the first project to be a Polish large company with a leader in Horizon 2020 project funded from this funds. As you can see, I have a pleasure to be coordinator of this project. It took 5 years, budget 15 million euro, 16 partners out of 8 member states, and very interesting impact and results, also from scientific point of view. And as you can see, on the list of partners in the consortium, you cannot find University of Science and Technology. However, without close cooperation between Selena and university, it was impossible to finish from scientific point of view the project. Thanks to this close cooperation, we were able, Selena, we were able to finish to create a new product based on bio-based materials dedicated for automotive sector. And this close cooperation led us large scale of new products, which was impossible to do in a company simply. And few words, last slide. So I was asked also to take a look for AGORA. First of all, I agree that it's a great idea to create this portal, to create this space, this place for sharing knowledge, sharing ideas, concepts. And I take a look for just one page of many in AGORA portal. This page is dedicated for proposals. And from my perspective, you have a distinct chance to decide this site. So probably this UX analysis is required in order to improve user experience, because for you some issues, some facts are obvious. I mean, if you apply for funds for many times, you are involved in many projects, some vocabulary even or rules are for you obvious, but not for companies. So from my perspective, you should also think how to prepare this website in more easier way for all companies. I thought also about maybe website positioning, SEO simply. Also, maybe it's good to indicate, for example, who you would like to find if you present your proposal. If you would like to find person, scientific researcher, or just company or institution, and it's good to present this information in the very beginning, maybe mark in some colors, maybe in other way. So there is I think, a huge opportunity to present this website in more user-friendly way. And I hope, as a result of these improvements, it will be better and better, and your KPIs, your result will be also better. That's all from my side. Just advisory, as you can see.
March. Thank you very much for presentation. I think now we can move into the questions. So regarding all the presentations, I open the discussion. You can take a seat, and I think we'll do it in an informal way. This presentation shows the potential and a very big need for cooperation between the business and science. So I know that this meeting doesn't have a lot of people that we can have a huge discussion, but I think, I don't know if we have a professor online still. Yes, the professor is online still. People can open that. So we can start.
Yes, but yes.
Discussion.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, because
the professor or vice versa to the representative of the company. I open the discussion. Feel free to ask anything you want. Yeah.
Thank you, Łukasz, Wrocław Technology Park. I have very shortly question to our today guest. What we, Unite members or Widen partners should or have to do to make AGORA not more useful but more popular and attractive for the SMEs, and what and how to do to make it more attractive, more popular among the SMEs, especially Polish, because we are in Poland, but also SMEs at all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Who wants to answer the question?
Yeah, maybe I'll say, in order to make it more attractive, make it more useful. But also, of course, advertise, because not many SMEs are aware of existing of such platform.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's quite important because we have so many platforms regarding to many things connected with sharing the knowledge. Yeah,
Yeah, from my point of view, this might be helpful if you would put it. I didn't spend too much time on searching the platform, but when I find some institutions which might be suitable for me, I couldn't find what they do. I found the descriptions, who is working there, what they have, but I didn't see any offer. So this is not a business offer. When I'm looking something, I'm looking for business offer. I'm looking for how much I will pay, what will be the delivery time, and what are the cases, what are the examples from industry. And this is what I'm looking for, not for the descriptions, who is working, when it was established. So maybe this, would be very helpful for companies, for people like me, for example.
And maybe one more remarks. Michał Skrzynski speaking. From my perspective, it's good to also present some success story. So presenting examples that you have close cooperations and results of these cooperations, because it works, I think, from SME perspective to see the results, not only presenting the offer, but also that it works. Some examples, I'm sure you have a lot of them, so just presenting them in some way on the website.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, this was a quite important issue connected to how to engage the platform and to be more primary. Maybe the question I will move to Professor, just to tell us my question. I will add a little bit of my question because I'm also responsible for that. Do you have any response from the business part about the cons and pros of the platform? And in general, if we can say what would be the best benefits for users of the platform?
Yes, for me, the best benefits for the users of the platform is that we facilitate the way of the different channels that they have to achieve or to get the right person in the institution, in the higher education institution, in Wrocław or in other universities in the alliance, in the Unite Alliance. This is for me the main benefit. At the end, think about, from the business perspective. In fact, I'm as well an entrepreneur. That means that I have as well this hat. But think about that what we are doing is a kind of CRM of the alliance. That means we are looking for potential, I would say, collaborations, potential customers. And the first part is we just put in contact. Afterwards, for sure, we have to work on this. We have to match expectations. I understand that sometimes expectations from the companies are different than the expectations from the universities, but this is part of the improvement that the guide widening, for example, could be a part of their objectives. From the platform perspective point of view, what we are doing is facilitate this encounter, and this for me the main benefit.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I will add just one thing before we move to the next question. I was a part of the strategy of our university for next couple of years, and I was responsible for elections. And we know we manage the analysis of the market that it's quite difficult sometimes to submit all of the information that are necessary for the business. So we know that all the platforms, we also focus as a center of the infrastructure platform, how to encourage people to fulfill the information with a more business potential. This is quite crucial in this case. Okay, some other questions to Professor or to the rest of the representatives? Yeah. Oh, Professor once, sorry, I haven't seen. Yeah, so maybe we'll give the word to Professor. Is there anyone who wants? Lauren, Frances.
Yeah, hi, hello. Hi, my name is Lauren Ciancio. I've got a little problem with my name. I'm at KIT and I'm working on the Alpha U project. I'm part of the team that's also looking into how businesses could interact with the platform. And I'm very interested I understand that especially for SMEs, the amount of time available and personnel resources for these collaborations it can be limited. So I would be interested in hearing from the industry representatives if they do think it's realistic to have a sort of time investment for the platform. And I was also thinking about this mention of sometimes difficulty after a collaboration and not having follow-up. If there are things that we can encourage or ways to help HEI representatives better understand business in terms of ideal processes for finishing up and doing a check-in at the end of a project, if the business can also make time for that as well. Basically, this question is, how can we help make it sufficiently appealing that there can be a time investment on the part of industry, or is this unrealistic?
Yeah, I think from the business side of we would see it as we would put some little information about the company and incoming projects and income and ideas that we have for the next 3 years that we would like to work on some projects. And the rest would be done by, as I mentioned, probably AI to match us with the right scientists and the right infrastructure for those projects. And then we could maybe start Teams meetings or meetings via platform where we could discuss our needs. And because all the business is, platform should be operating based on customer needs. We're the customers, and also academia is the customer, and those both needs should be matched and matched quickly without spending too much time on it. So that's why I was mentioning that AI should sort of partner or in the transition phase, maybe, like showing projects, like little tiles with the projects with ideas that we could maybe pick quickly, like from those co-founding platforms, that somebody has an idea to develop something and people are contributing either money or knowledge or whatever other resources they have to that project because they like the project, they like the idea. And also it's we don't have time for searching all the infrastructure and testing facilities, what's available here, what's available there. Then, as my colleague mentioned, then asking for pricing on that time and delivery time for those services, for testing services, other services, using the infrastructure per hour. It's all time consuming. Sometimes it's not available. So we need passionate people from both sides, like a passionate scientist who really knows his university, his or her university, and knows the infrastructure instead of us searching for the infrastructure because it's too much time.
Okay, thank you. So before AI, still people, and people. Other questions or answering? Yeah. Okay, we'll move to the representative.
Just maybe one more comment or idea to be developed. When I saw the Agora, of course, we can find there a lot of information about institutions, about research infrastructure. As I understand, it will be also more about the offer, maybe pricing. But for me, it's also interesting. I mean, from SME perspective, to find information about last results of R&D works in your academia, because simply SME they don't have enough time to analyze scientific publications, scientific informations. So if we can present them some basic information about your results, even on the lab scale, some results of your R&D works, it helps. It helps to understand not only what are the last achievements, but also maybe some ideas how to implement. What will be the applications of these new solutions, new results? So for me, from SME perspective, this list of last results in AI, for example, or other branches, it will be very important. And also proposal or ideas how to implement. Just something ready to companies to take it and maybe to do next step, maybe TRL 8, TRL 9 or TRL 7, which are, I think, not interesting for universities, but interesting, of course, for companies. So it's also impressive from my perspective, it's important to present just results of your works.
Okay, we saw that Professor Jesus wants to ask something.
Yes, it's a comment that the Agora in itself, it's a tool. Okay? It's a platform, it's a tool. I understand now, traditionally platforms facilitate the work of the humans. In this case, I understand that with the AI, we have more and more support, and the platform even at the end maybe substitute some humans. But for me, is a very important aspect is that the SMEs, they use a language that is different than the language or expectations that they have in the universities. Currently, for me, because the SMEs, they are small organizations, it's difficult to have a personnel specialized or people specialized in talking to the universities. But from the university point of view, for me, it should be this role of people, staff, specialized in talking to the SMEs. And in this case, the Agora can be the perfect, say, colleague, the perfect counterpart of this relation. That means that we have, for me, at least in the interim, I don't know in the future, but now there's a platform. The platform facilitates this connection among the different, for example, an SME has an experience as the examples that you have present today. They have experience with the relationship with the universities. Maybe with the platform is enough. But for the new companies that they just start this relationship with the university, for sure we need people that understand their language, because otherwise there's a kind of mismatching. The language expectations from the companies are different than the language and expectations from the university. And at least from my perspective is in the higher education institution side, to have staff specialized in talking and convincing or at least fitting the expectation of the companies. For me, is the one currently is the key aspect. In the future, I don't know, because the AI is doing a lot of progress in this area.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, just one comment.
Yeah, I think yeah, of course, it's all about people, and I don't think that gap is that big between academia and SMEs. I think that maybe it would be a good idea to organize the platform in sort of topics that people are passionate about from both sides, and around those topics. People could gather together and maybe organize some video conferences, some Teams meetings with pitch sessions from both sides. What we need, what we have, what we're looking for, where we at. Like short presentation, like 2-minute, 3-minute presentation from each side. Organized around topics that people are passionate about, and I think that would be maybe interesting.
Thank you. Well, that will gain my experience about that probably we do a lot of connecting with that. We do some kind of meetings in general at the university and the business. And I think the platform could be also a good point for sharing this kind of events, making them in the one place, that all information connected with the topics will be very crucial. Because, for instance, we organize, and even this place, it's called Business Science Mixers, for gathering business and academia to make short presentations with the coffee and discuss about the potentials. And still, there's sometimes I understand there is a lack of person. All of you, I think, mentioned about lack of the key person who's responsible for any topic or any area. Just a last comment, which I can add, because formally there was only one program since 2013, which was called the Brokers of Innovations, which was only focused on the people who wants to join the both sides. I was a part of this program. There were only 30 people in the whole of Poland responsible for that. And since 2013, there was no such a program. Of course, in Incubator Plus for the CTT centers, there was a position for this kind of brokers, but it's still people who needs to know the both sides of the academia and business, and to join and have that common language is quite important. All right, some other questions or comments from both sides? Yeah.
Jesus, I have a very simple question. Could you explain us how can we use the platform, the AGORA platform, to in management science? We haven't very many laboratories, we haven't very many infrastructure, yes, but how can we use the AGORA platform in our in management science? Okay, thank you.
Yes, currently for me the approach to the platform, because it's the platform that we are offering to the alliances, in this case the Unite Alliance, is to identify which is the community in the Erasmus Plus, work package in the Unite Widening, which is the task leaders, the person that is responsible for this, because currently is our interlocutor, I would say the people, the contact person. Normally what we are doing is we are offering the different services to the different work packages. They choose the service that they want to use, and there is a contact person in this case in the Unite Widening project in interacting with us. For me, the recommendation is identify this, which is the person, and through this person you can contact us. If you don't find, please come directly to me, and we will, because with these years in place, I have this experience to find which is the right person in the. But for me, I would say the right way would be start looking for the work package in charge of this, and otherwise at the end If you don't find it, please let me know, but I will do it.
Thank you very much. And also I can add that Professor Podhorecki said that there should be an offer, that we should apply an offer from both sides, from the sides of academia, that will be understandable for both sides, what we can get or we can receive from the both sides. Okay, thank you. Something more? Yeah?
Because Kuczynski is speaking, I'm a lawyer, as I said in the beginning, and I'd like to add one maybe comments. If we talk about this offer and pricing, later on we talk about money, and if we talk about money, we should also talk about IP. So maybe it's also possible to add or to think about some samples, good practices, how to structure the agreement on transfer of IP between universities and business partners, because it's also important for them to have good practices, samples of the contracts. It's easier for them to decide to enter into agreement or cooperation with you if they have some ready and checked agreements, contracts, etc.
IP is quite important. Yeah, we know that, and we have an office just right there. There's even though was the person who was responsible, the head of the IP, the intellectual property office, Piotr Tremba, was joining almost our meeting here. Any more questions or remarks? Okay, thank you, Professor, for presentation, for being there far from Poland. Yeah, there is one, sorry. There was one more question, Joseph. There was a claps, sorry, claps, not good. So thank you very much for the presentation. Of course, if we have questions,
Don't hesitate.
we'll put all the information to your email and to the rest of the team. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Don.
Now we are moving into networking session. So I think this is a good time just to discuss more informal. And thank you for the presentation, for joining us. And this was the nice time to wrap up with the coffee and with some crops, food, just to discuss. Thank you so much for today's attendance and for the meeting. We hope that we'll solve all the questions proposed from all of the sides. Thank you so much.